everybody, how you doing? It's Max, Chief Evangelist over here at Hapily, and today I'm going to be showing you a Quote Hapily feature called Customizable Quote Template Modules. Okay, now Quote Hapily does not have a drag and drop quote editor. That's just not how quotes work inside of HubSpot. They don't work like regular CMS pages where you can go in and just drag and drop a document together. They work primarily on modules that are designed in HubSpot CMS and then put together in a quote template, all right, which is different than a drag and drop CMS page, but that's neither here nor there. What I want to show you is some stuff that you get access to as a Quote Hapily customer, and those are these really awesome modules that we've created that you can plug in to your existing Quote Hapily quote templates, right? Or you can have a partner or developer put a template together and use these special modules that we have that are designed to work directly with Quote Hapily. So I'll give you some like examples here, and I'm gonna run through like a bunch of different things so we can illustrate them, right? One of them you got here, this is a conditional rich text module. What this will do is this will basically let you set some rules around a certain product property being shown. And then if that product property has a specific value, then it will actually show this chunk of rich text. So a good example here, maybe you're selling a product that if you have this product as a line item, you need to include automatically some sort of like disclaimer or some legal jargon or like whatever it may be on the actual quote. What you can do is you can set that legal jargon up here in this rich text module. And then if that line item, for example, appears in the line item table, it will automatically inject this rich text wherever on the template that you want it to be. So that's one example. There's a billion different use cases for that one. We also have really easy ways to embed Google Docs, Google Sheets, as well as Google Slides directly onto a quote template. So I'll show you an example of that here. So this is Hapily's quote template, and I've got a sample onboarding deck. I've got this sample onboarding Gantt chart sort of timeline thing. This is a good example of a Google Sheets, and then we could do Google Docs as well. But the way this works is essentially you set it up so that if you have a property, right, like a CRM object property, like in this case it says price book, but it could be like a property on the deal, it could be a property on a company, it could be a property wherever, right? You basically just put the embed code or like the URL of the Google Docs or Google Slides or whatever it may be, and you can inject that via a workflow. You can do that however you want, but basically if it is present on there, it will actually show that embedded asset directly on the HubSpot quote itself. So that's another really cool one. I got a couple other really neat ones here. So this is the advanced line items table, right? So what this will actually do is it has this feature called line item table splitting, all right? And so in this case, what will actually happen is if you have splitting turned on, you can group line items in separate tables. So here, for example, we're basically splitting it between products and services, right? So depending on if a line item is a product or a service, or in this case, I think we set it to billing frequency. So yeah, you can see here it's based on one time and monthly. What it's actually doing is instead of showing everything as one single line item table, it actually splits it up and then does a grand total down at the bottom, right? So if you wanted to be able to split your line items up by, I don't know, like a product type. So you wanted to break it down by parts, labor, services, support, and have all those be separate line item tables, you can do that. It's really neat. So those are advanced line item tables. We also have this like very like easy kind of simple one down here where it's a terms and conditions checkbox. So in order for someone to sign the document, they basically have to check this box that they agree to the terms and conditions before the signature actually even shows up. So really it blocks it to ensure that they've actually read whatever you want them to read, or at least get them to sign off that they actually did before they actually apply the signature, to give you an added layer of protection when you're doing signatures on quotes, which is really cool, right? So that's a good example. We also have, here's a good example here. This is like a video one, right? So we can embed video onto quotes, right? Just like we can Google Slides and Google Docs, right? And really do whatever you need to. Now, when it comes to quote templates in Quote Hapily, you can bring your own HubSpot quote templates and just inject the modules that we have, right? Or you can work with us. We have a number of different HubSpot partners that can really do anything you want from a design standpoint when it comes to your quotes, right? So we know all the best people, right? So we can always get you in touch with someone who could do a really awesome custom quote for you, but they can use the modules that we provide people to be able to go in and do this really awesome functionality and showing line items and content on these quotes in a much different, more radical way than you've seen other HubSpot quote templates in the past. Anyway, hope that explains custom quote template modules. If you guys have any questions, shoot us an email, care@hapily.com, or just hit us up on LinkedIn. We're around. All right. Have a good one, everybody.